So I just wanted to take a quick second here to make this video because it's something that to me is very nostalgic and near and dear, and that is Voltron. As you all know, the new series Voltron Legendary Defender was just uploaded to Netflix, or it's available for streaming now as of yesterday, the whole first season, and I got a chance to watch a couple episodes. I'm sure I've mentioned this before in the past. I'm a huge Voltron fan. It's something that I grew up with. It's something I grew up watching on TV. Me and my brother, me and my older brother, we would watch Voltron a lot. Growing up, it was one of our favorite shows, if not our favorite show at the time when we were growing up, and it's had a lot of influence in the things that I like, in a lot of the things I like. It's one of the primary reasons that I like big mech animes. It's, if not the biggest reason why I like big mech animes. It's also one of the primary reasons, if not the biggest reason why I like Power Rangers so much. Because when I first saw Power Rangers, and again, I'm sure I've mentioned this before in other videos, when I first saw Power Rangers, when I first saw that commercial for it, that it was going to be airing on Fox Kids, it reminded me of Voltron. You know, just seeing, you know, them in different colored uniforms, and then seeing the huge Megazord, you know, I immediately just associate it with Voltron. I was like, man, you know, that looks like it could be like a live action Voltron. And that's what led me to really check out Power Rangers, and obviously the rest is history from there. I ended up loving that show, but it was mainly due to the influence of Voltron that I even bothered checking it out. So Voltron, like I said, it's something, again, very near and dear to my heart. Love it. Love the old school cartoon. Have seen what the show that it was adapted from, Beast King Go Lion, like that too. And when I heard the news that they were making this series, Voltron Legendary Defender, of course, like most people, you get a little skeptical when you see things. You know, you see the trailer and things seem kind of cheesy. It's like, oh man, they're hamming it up a little bit. I actually got a chance to watch it though. I'm a couple episodes in, and I have to say, so far, so good. My expectations for it, I kept them kind of at a medium, not too high, not too low. So far, it hasn't been disappointing, I will say that, but there has been some things that have been unexpected about it. For one, I didn't expect there to be as much humor as there is in it. It's not to a point of annoyance, at least not yet. It seems to be right on point. I mean, they do it right when they need to. It doesn't overstay its welcome. So far, at least from what I've been watching, they know when to be serious. So it's not a thing of like they try to overly be humorous in the series. But so far, I would say it's decent so far. I'll have final thoughts on the series once I've had a chance to watch the entire thing. I would say so far so good. It has moments in it, of course, that are nostalgic. There's things that they reference and say and quote from the original Voltron series, so they definitely put those things in there for the older fans that remember Voltron. I will say this, with the characters, there's definitely already a lot more character development in the first few episodes that I've seen of Voltron than there ever was in the entire series of the 80s Voltron. Not that you would expect that much from the old 80s cartoon, because the whole point of them even having the cartoon was to sell merchandise, as was with just about anything back then and now to a degree. Why they have certain cartoon shows is to sell the merchandise. So I would say, of course, now there's a lot more care in writing, and they try to give characters more development now in cartoons, I would say, or there's a greater degree of effort now than there was back then, because there were some shows back then that had some pretty good character development too, but it's a lot more prevalent now that we see that they really try to focus on that more now. And I would say so far Voltron is hitting that mark. It definitely is making the characters a little bit more, well, I would say a lot more interesting. I like Shiro as a character. He's the original character that they've made up for this series. Very interesting character. And the way that they are defining the characters now, or reimagining the characters like Keith, Pidge, Lance, and Hunk. I mean, there's still similarities to how they were back then, but you could tell they are taking these characters and kind of going in a little bit of a different direction with some of them. So I'm okay with that. Like I said, so far so good with this series. I would say it's definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of the original, or not, it's still a series worth checking out. If you like big robot animes, check out Voltron, Legendary Defender. For those of you that have already seen it, I would like to know your thoughts. What do you guys think of Voltron, Legendary Defender? Because so far, I think it's good. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say, oh man, it's great. It's the greatest thing since the original. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread or anything like that. But it is a good series. I would say, in terms of writing, obviously, it's a much better series than the original Voltron. But that's pretty much all I have to say about it so far. I would say check it out if you have the time. It's on Netflix now. And until next time, the hunt continues.